Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mindset Monday, y'all. We're at episode number 23. This is RodrickWaddle, y'all. Last week we started talking about fear. Now, fear is a distressing emotion aroused by an impending danger or evil, whether the threat is real or imagined. Remember, we talked about that. Whether the threat is real or imagined, it can create fear. It can create this distressing emotion, or the condition of being afraid. It also means anticipation of the possibility that something unpleasant may occur. Anticipation of the possibility that something unpleasant may occur. So remember, according to the definition, this thing may not even be something that's real. And I gave you an assignment last week to take inventory, to really determine, okay, what am I afraid of? Is it real? Is it real? Is it something that I really have to be afraid of? And we talked about what the answer to fear is, and that's go. Found in 1 Samuel 23:4. A lot of you typed in the comments, you shared it, you said, I will go. So I want to encourage you to keep going. Keep going. Y'all know that God did not give you the spirit of fear. That's found in 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. It says, God did not give you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. He did not give you a spirit of fear. In Matthew 15:13, Jesus said, every tree that my Father did not plant will be pulled up by the roots. In other words, everything that my Father did not give you, it will be pulled up by the roots, and God did not give you a spirit of fear. So it's not something that we have to live with. Fear is not something that we have to live with. So today I'm going to talk about one of the major fears that keeps us stagnant, that keeps us from moving forward, and that's the fear of failure, y'all. The fear of failure. This is something that I've dealt with in my life. I've set out to do several things, do things several times, and things just didn't work out, right? I wasn't born with a fear of failure, but it developed after years and different multiple times of things not working out, right? And I perceived it to be failure. So I started to live my life, and I know a lot of you can relate to this. You kind of start living your life in a way where you kind of brace yourself for failure. You go ahead and do the thing. You look like you're busy, but the whole time you kind of bracing yourself like for when the rug gets pulled off from under it. You kind of bracing yourself like and almost expecting failure, almost expecting it not to go as you plan. And that's just not what it is, man. So, I started to live my life kind of like how, anybody ever seen like an animal that's been abused, a dog or something that's been abused, and, you walk up to it and it's like flinching and like, kind of like it's scared. That's kind of how I started living my life. Not in the open, but inside I knew I was like that, right? But one thing I realized, a couple things I realized. Number one is that I was alive. I didn't die. I was alive still, and so I realized, number two, that failure is not fatal, all right? Failure is not fatal, and there's lessons in the things that didn't go as planned. There's lessons in the things that didn't go as planned, man. So look, don't look at it as failure. Look at it as, there's lessons in this stuff that didn't go right, man. So look, you got to sit down and think, okay, what can I do differently? How can I make adjustments? I'm sure we've all heard about the story of Thomas Edison, the one that created the light bulb. When he tried over and over. He tried over 10,000 times, and it didn't go as planned. People thought he was a failure. But this is what he said. He said something very profound. He said, look, I have not failed. I just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Ain't that something, man? 10,000 times. How many times have you tried? Some of us tried once or twice, and we like, this dude said I tried 10,000 times. He said, I have not failed. I just found 10,000 ways that didn't work. And that's how we got to look at this thing, man. I didn't fail. Yeah, it didn't go as planned. Yeah, I got some bruises or whatever the case may be. Yeah, my ego was hurt. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my ego was hurt. But I just found out another way that won't work. I need to make some adjustments and do this thing right. In my book, The Other Side of Money, Becoming a Person God Can Trust, I say this. I say we start to go through life and experience some what we perceive to be failures that are really meant to be learning experiences. And at those moments, it seems as if the naysayers and the doubters were right. Now, a mind that once had unlimited power and the ability to operate like the Father now has a governor on it. A governor is a device that's used on vehicles to maintain uniform speed regardless of changes of load, as by regulating the supply of fuel or working fluid. So a governor on a vehicle will you can set it at a certain speed, and no matter how much you mash that gas, it won't go over that speed. It says they limit the amount of power that can be used at one time and limit the maximum speed of an object. A governor in the human mind A governor in the human mind tells it when to stop, how far to go, how much effort to exert. Now, instead of putting forth maximum effort into the things God placed in your heart, you only put forth a minimum and passive effort. That's why renewing the mind is so important. Renewing your mind to the things of the kingdom of God removes the governor that limits our ability to see and press further. Y'all, listen. Yeah, we have times where we fail, right? We things don't go as planned. But get back to the drawing board. Maybe you need to study more. Maybe you weren't giving it everything that it requires. Maybe it requires 3.5 hours of study, but you was only putting in 2. You know what I'm saying? You got to get back to the drawing board, make adjustments, do what it takes. Go ahead and take the test again. Study, put a little bit more into it, but go ahead and take the test again. Give it another try. Keep writing, keep making adjustments. Look, get off the sideline of life. Get back in the game. Get back in the game, man. These things may look like it's a failure, may look like it's not working out, but you just found another way that didn't work. You got to get back in the game, y'all. Worst case scenario, you didn't fail. You found a way that didn't work. So just go do it again. But don't just do it again. Give some thought to it. Consider what went wrong. Think about it, man. Okay, make some notes. Make some serious adjustments. Take inventory, and be honest with yourself about it. And be wise. Ecclesiastes 7:14, it says, in the day of prosperity, rejoice. It says, but in the day of adversity, consider. In the day of adversity, consider. Think about it, man. Be wise, but be wise by considering your ways. Proverbs 14:15, it says, a prudent man or a wise man gives thought to their ways. All right? So listen, you're not a failure. You may have failed. You know what I'm saying? Things didn't go as planned, but you're not a failure. Failure is not fatal. Get back in the game. Consider your ways. Give thought to it. Make adjustments and get back to it, y'all. Y'all, this is RodrickWaddle, Mindset Monday, episode 23. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll post my YouTube channel in the link. Subscribe to it. You can get all the Mindset Monday videos there. Get with me to get a copy of my book, The Other Side of Money, Becoming a Person God Can Trust. Y'all, and I see y'all next week when we're going to talk about the fear of success. Y'all, see y'all next week on Mindset Monday.